I am the big tank.
On the battlefield of life, nothing's harder than a tank. Yeah, have you ever met a man, hearts full of love, bigger than a tank?
Big tank.
He served in a few wars, he's a veteran that stands for a cause. For the best interviews and news, just keep it glued to the
Tank. I
tank.
am the tank. Big
Big
tank.
Tank Talk.
Tank.
Big Tank Talk.
Tank. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Big Tank Talk. Today, I'm interviewing a friend who has had many accounts on Clapper, but she's well known to a lot of us. She's a great mental health advocate. She's a mom, and she's a dear friend. This is RebellDawn. RebellDawn, welcome to Big Tank Talk.
Well, thanks for having me, Tank.
Every interview starts with the same first question, and you're no different. Tell us a little bit about you and how you came to be on Clapper. You can either do it this time or originally, whichever you choose.
I'm going to do originally because I can't remember. There's been so many accounts. I think I'm on number N. Originally, I'm a TikTok refugee like all of us. I came in here at the beginning of 2020 during the pandemic, like everybody, was bored out of my mind. And I just thought I would make some cute videos, wasn't anything looking for anything important to talk about. And then I just realized I could start talking about mental health. I could start talking about things that were important to me. And there was an audience here. Very genuine. It started out with as Clapper News. And so I just made I think we started out with 30-second videos.
Right.
So that's what that's what I did. And then we started doing the 1 minute, and then it just progressed to here. And now I have my own little cult following, I guess, on here.
Oh, that's fair. I know you're a big advocate for mental health. If you don't mind me asking, what got you started as into being an advocate for good mental health?
My own journey with mental health. I also have family and dear friends that struggle with mental health issues. And I just wanted people to know, that's why I started Warrior Angels. I just wanted people to know they're not alone in this. It's still such a taboo topic,
Mm-hmm.
and people with mental health still get teased, we get ridiculed. And I just wanted people to know that are struggling that I hear you and you're not alone in this. Just to keep fighting, and like I always end it, be the light in someone's darkness, because we're all facing battles that most people don't know that we're facing.
Right. And Coach Vic makes a good point. Mental health is a constant battle, especially for men, because men
Exactly.
still, even as enlightened as people are today, men's mental health still kind of gets swept under the rug and overlooked. So he
Yeah,
makes a good
exactly.
point there. Hey, Zooniverse, while you're here, do you remember when I have you scheduled to be interviewed? I'm trying to keep my schedule updated, so I asked you in a message, but I had to start the interview. So anyway,
Okay.
Peter,
I was going to
Peter,
answer Peter's question. Yeah,
yeah, let me read it.
I must preface this. I am not a licensed therapist at all, but I can give you things that have helped me. So if you need help, I can point you in that direction. Just know that it's not medical advice. I'm not giving medical advice, just things that have helped me or things I've read about that could help. Um, If you are struggling, you can call 988. That's a hotline for anybody who's struggling, especially our veterans right here.
Yep.
Thank you for your service. But yeah, that men have been taught, and we need to stop teaching our young boys and our young men to shrug it off, that showing any kind of emotion is a weakness.
Which it's not.
No, it's a strength, guys. If you, especially you guys, you men, if you find yourself crying over, you think it's nothing, it's not nothing. It's your body saying, I can't do this anymore. I cannot do this alone. Reach
Okay.
out.
Ronan makes a good point. He's found great help in getting competent help. He should never be afraid to ask for help. Also,
Never.
so when the questions come up, especially if they get pinned, I will read them. You don't have to read the chat.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind if you do, but um, because it's interactive, when people ask questions, I will ask them to you, and that's how kind of we'll go forward. I know there's what kind of roles do mindfulness, meditation, or breath work play in your daily life, where especially with regard to your mental health?
Oh, I would be, I would probably be locked up in a mental institution. And not that that's a bad thing, because sometimes we do need that. But I would be, yeah. Every day, before I get out of bed, I take at least 10 deep breaths. For me, my faith is number one. So I have a little conversation with God, and I try to think of one positive thing about the day before,
Mm-hmm.
what I want to try to accomplish today. I may not accomplish it, and that's okay. But at least one thing that I'm grateful for, that one good thing about me, what I think I'm good at, what I bring to the table. And I think that's also important for anybody's mental health. We all have gifts.
Right.
We were all born with something. Even if someone else can do it, no one can do it like you can do it. No one has your same journey. So whatever it is, talk about it. Be be boastful about it, because no one can do it like you. No one is you.
So Ronan wants to know who did the fantastic artwork over your shoulder.
Yes, I have.
Yep.
This
On
is
the on the wall
native.
behind on the wall
Oh,
behind you.
okay. That one, oh my gosh, that is from. He's a relatively famous native artist. My landlord, before she moved to Oklahoma, she was cleaning out her closet, her house, and she knows I'm native and ha- have a lot of native stuff. So she wanted to make sure it got to me. So
For what we can see, it looks truly phenomenal.
it is. It's all in ink.
They're very nice. Um, I know you have physical issues as well. How much does your physical health play into your mental health?
It plays a lot, especially when like right now I'm okay, but I am having a little bit of shortness of breath. I always do, so I'm okay. But it does, because once I get, I'll get chest pains, I'll get the shortness of breath. My mind starts going uh, to dark places, and I have to calm myself down and go, girl, you're okay. And last year, my mental health got the better of my heart condition, and
Yeah.
it wound me up in the hospital because they couldn't find anything. They did all these tests, and I'm just gonna check it too. My mental health, my anxiety overran, and not sleeping is a big issue. So
Yeah.
guys, get plenty of sleep, you know, because sleep does play a big part in your mental health, not only your physical health, but your mental health. So now I try to get at least 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah. I will say, somebody who's had many medical issues, especially later in my life, it can definitely play havoc with your mental health if you let it. So it's
Yeah.
important to develop good mental health, what I call mental health habits, stuff that keeps things on a positive keel for you. Um, what would you say is the biggest myth about mental health that you'd like to debunk right here and now?
Oh, where do I start? Um, that it's not all in our head. That we can't just snap out of it. That one right there bugs me to no end. Like, we want to be depressed. Like, we want to live with anxiety and depression and agoraphobia, and the list goes on as far as mental health issues. If I could not have depression, if I could not have anxiety and agoraphobia, I would. I would be like wave a magic wand and poof, I would be back to my normal,
You mean to tell
my normal
me?
self.
You mean to tell me you just can't get over it?
No, it's
Go figure.
funny. I try, but
I understand. Peter Haywood wants to know if you've ever been to the UK or South Africa.
no, but I would love to. It's on my bucket list. I would love to. I've got friends that live in the UK, and I have followers on the other app, the Book of Faces, that live in South Africa and in that area, and I would love to go visit them.
Right on. Now, I do know you live in California. Um, how does living in California influence your lifestyle and your approach to mental health wellness?
Fortunately, I live in a beautiful state. Can't say much about the political climate here, but
Welcome in,
I'm
Grace.
hey Grace, I'm about an hour away, an hour and a half away from the beach, and an hour and a half away from the mountains. So whenever I get a chance, I'm either in the mountains where I used to live, or I'm at the beach, which I've spent some time last week at the beach. So
Yeah, Grace says you guys are neighbors.
yeah, she lives down in the southern part of California. I live more northern central, but yeah, we're only like 4 or 5 hours away from each other. We're gonna have
Um,
to do a meetup.
living where you do, is there a strong uh, community of fellow mental health advocates?
Not really, unfortunately. Fortunately, if I need anything, I can call my sister.
Right.
She's a nurse. She's got a bunch of letters after her name, and she advocates for the mental health. She actually works for the homeless or with the homeless, and helps them with their mental health. So
So, because you live in the proximity you live to the beach and the mountains, which is your go-to when you need to recharge your batteries?
mountains.
I can dig that. I was born in the Smoky Mountains here on the East Coast, though, and it's
Yeah,
still a place when I can get there. Um,
yeah. I'm like an hour and a half away from Yosemite, so yeah, that's my go-to.
how do you define rest?
Rest for me is uh, taking a drive to the mountains, taking a drive to the beach, and just sitting and just like completely disengage with the phone, or stay home and have an hour or so and I'm not on my phone. I'm not I'm not engaging in any of the social media. And I think social media is the worst for your mental health. But
Yeah,
I just like I'll read a book, I'll listen to music, I'll paint, I'll do some jewelry work,
yeah.
I'll read my Bible.
I
That's
think
how
it's
I
important. I think it's important that people, even though we spend so much time on social media, it's really important that people remember social media is not real life and it's not a substitute for real life either.
know. And I will I'm going to tell on myself. One of the reasons I left this app in the beginning, the first time I left, was because of my mental health. I stayed locked up in my room for 8 hours a day because I thought I had to be the next clapper influencer. And I didn't have a relationship with my mom or my son, unfortunately, during those 1 or 2 years. And it got to the point where it was scary for me. So that's why I got off, because I was like, I don't want to wind up in a mental institution or worse.
Right.
And I had to be here for my son. And that time he was still going through seizures and all that, and I had to. So guys, if you need to delete your account, don't listen to anybody else. If you need to if you feel, take it from me, if you feel you need to delete your accounts, delete them.
Yep. You can always make another one.
You can
Dawn is
always
living.
make I'm
She
living proof.
excellent proof of that.
The
Um,
people that love you will come back to you when you come back, when you make another account. He's living proof of that one.
that's true. Now I have to cookie not hate wants to know if you always had that beautiful smile or has it developed over time?
It's developed over time. There was a time when I couldn't think of one reason to smile. My dad would always get on me, God rest his soul, about smiling and, why be so grumpy? And I wasn't grumpy. I was happy. I was content, but you couldn't tell it on my face. I had the resting bitch face before resting bitch face was a thing. And now I have things that I can actually smile and it shows. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Welcome
have a
in,
lot of
Diva.
things to be grateful for.
Welcome in, Diva, Las Vegas. It's good to see you. Don, Peter wants to know what you consider the most toxic app you've ever used. I know his answer for this. I know why he asked it.
Mhm. I'm on it.
And
I'm
welcome in,
only here. I'm
welcome
only
in,
here for certain people. So yeah.
welcome in, Olivia, and welcome to Clapper. Um, this is a community-based app, and you can find a community that you feel most comfortable in if you really want to find it.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I have.
Two-part question here. Do you think kindness is overlooked as a tool for good mental health and healing?
Yes. I think a lot of people think it's woo woo and hippie. And if it's hippie, if it's woo woo, I don't care. If it's going to bring me or anybody peace, use it. It's Kindness is free. What is it going to cost you to smile at somebody and wish them a good day, or compliment them on their shoes, or wish them well?
What's more
Even
than that, Dawn? I think people will be amazed at how helpful it is to themselves.
yeah,
Not in addition to that act of kindness that you're showing someone else, what it does for them, but it does so much for themselves as well. People just need to. They don't really understand that, and they need to. Welcome in, Rooster. It's good to see you, brother.
yeah, it does. It, People don't understand that being negative eats physically eats you from the inside out.
Yep,
It it wreaks havoc on you physically, not just mentally.
absolutely. Now, let me ask you this. I know you're a big believer in being kind. Do you find it's most difficult to be kind to yourself?
I think that's the hardest thing that I struggle with. Um, I struggle with people giving me compliments. I'm getting better at it, um, but I still struggle with it. And I think most of us, if we were brave enough to admit it, we all struggle with being kind to ourselves. Because I can give anybody advice and be, oh, don't be so rough on yourself. And I'm here beating myself up over something that in the long run doesn't even matter.
Now, being somebody that promotes kindness and believes in being kind, how do you respond to angry or negative people?
Oh, I wish them well. Uh, my daddy was a Southern gentleman, so I just smile and say, bless your heart and have the day that you deserve and send them on their way.
So, who is the person that taught you the true value of kindness?
My son,
That's cool. So, um, is he your only child?
I have I have an angel baby.
Okay.
She's younger than Michael, but yes, I have an angel baby.
And I know Michael's had his share of health issues. Um, what is it? What aspect of Michael being who he is makes you most proud as his mother?
I think the fact that when he was diagnosed with his epilepsy,
Hmm.
he had a minute. Like everybody should have a minute to like have a pity party. But then he picked him picked himself up by his bootstraps and he said, I'm not going to let this define me. I'm going to go out and I'm going to do the things I want to do. It may take me longer to get the things done, but he accomplished all his dreams by the time he turned 30.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't know Michael well, but I know him enough to know he is definitely a good man.
Yeah, he is. I don't know how he turned out the way he turned out having me as his mama because I am not the most positive person and he will attest to that, but I am so glad that God blessed me to be his mama.
I think that blessing works both ways for both you and Michael. Just from the outside looking in.
Thank
Now,
you.
in the bio you sent me, you also describe yourself as a heart warrior. What does that mean?
Well, as one heart warrior to another, I was born, for me, I was born with CHD, which is congenital heart disease.
Hmm.
I was born, just in a nutshell, I was born with three chambers to my heart instead of the four. And I now have a little patch in my lower chambers that makes the fourth chamber. So
Okay, so that's always a factor in your physical health, then, isn't it?
it's always a factor. It's one of the reasons why I started Warrior Angels, because there's so many of us that have invisible health conditions, mental
Right.
health being one of them. And I think a lot of us just feel that we're all alone, that nobody gets it. Now, I might not get what my son, what Michael's going through with epilepsy, because I'm not inside his body.
Right.
But I do get his struggles, because I struggle with the same thing. People not understanding, people making fun of me, thinking it's, that I'm faking it.
How has being born with congenital heart disease um, affected how you view yourself from a physical standpoint?
It used to bother me because there were so many things I wanted to do and I knew I couldn't physically do them. I would try, and then you know, my heart would always say no. And now I just go, you know what? It's not meant for you. You can cheer the other people on from the sideline, but not everything is meant for you.
Okay.
And that's
That,
okay.
let me ask you this. How has being a mother influenced the way you navigate your health issues?
Oh, I think it's made me more tolerant when he was younger, when he was acting up, especially when he started showing signs of epilepsy, and the doctors just not knowing, or not really, I won't say not knowing, but not taking him seriously, not taking me seriously, and knowing from my own conditions that I had to keep fighting for him, because there was something wrong. And he was misdiagnosed, but I just had to keep fighting for him, because I
Right.
knew that's what my mom and dad did for me. They just kept fighting until they found that one person.
Um, how do you, does it become a time management issue when you're wanting to advocate for your son because he has his health issues, and yet advocating for yourself because you have your own health issues?
Yeah, that came into play last year when I was having symptoms that I thought I was having a heart attack. And I think a lot of it, I was having symptoms for about a week and a half,
Hmm.
and I didn't say anything, because my thing was, if I go in the hospital, who's going to take care of Michael if something goes wrong with Michael?
So what
Now we
you
live,
you feel, you feel guilty when your health impacts your role as a mother then?
yeah, because we live with my mom, and she's getting on in years. She's still very capable of taking care of all the household,
Right.
but she shouldn't have to. She's at an age where she should be able to relax and enjoy her life. And there are times when she's had to take over because I couldn't do it, because of my mental health or because of my physical health. I just couldn't do it.
You um, is it hard for you to let me word this right? Is it hard for you to make it okay in your mind that sometimes you have to be the priority, um, even over your a child with epilepsy, because being his primary caregiver, if something happens to you, that affects him too.
Yeah, I'm getting better at that. That the old adage, if mama's not happy, no one's going to be happy.
Hmm.
Um, I just have to put it like, if I'm down because I'm taking care of everybody else, then I'm no good to anybody, because everybody's going to, like you said, everybody's going to suffer if I'm not taking care of myself.
Right. Now, even though Michael's in here, and I don't want to embarrass him with the quit, but has there been a moment where he showed you understanding that action that absolutely surprised you?
Yeah. Last year, um, he was the one that asked me. Oh, this is hard. He was the one that asked if he needed to call 911, and that was tough for me to see that he's not a little boy anymore,
Right.
and he like when nobody else was advocating for me, he was the one that said, "Do you need help, Mama?" And I I couldn't even speak. I was like shaking my head. Yeah, I need call 911.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I do know Michael's a good man, so that doesn't surprise me at all. Um,
It doesn't surprise me either.
Now, you said you founded Warrior Angels. What is that exactly?
It's a group. I have a group here and on other apps, but basically it's just a group of people that are on a healing journey, whether that is mental health, a health issue like heart conditions, uh, domestic violence, any type of trauma that you've gone through, or
Hmm.
just life has just battered you from pillar to post, and you just need a group of people that understand what you're going through.
Right.
So Warrior
Rooster?
Angels is just basically fighting our daily battles, even the ones that people don't know that we're going through.
Absolutely. Rooster says he can't remember. Did you come to Clapper in 2019 or 2020?
2019, right before right before the pandemic hit, when it was Clapper News.
When you were coming up, when you were deciding to put this group Warrior Angels together, why did you choose that name, Warrior Angels?
Because I think we're all soldiers. We're all in this war. We're all battling something. And so Warrior Angels is something that just fit. Like the warrior in us, the angel that still feels like there's hope.
Right.
So the two just went they you wouldn't think those two would go together, warrior and an angel, but somehow I've made it work.
Now, if you study theology, Warrior Angels are that actually goes together quite well.
Yeah, that's the one of the things I did do. I looked it up. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Then I'm on the
Um,
right path."
I also know from reading the bio you sent me that you're fixing to start school again.
Yes, I was supposed to already start this month, but such is life. So I'm hoping by the end of this year that I will be back in school.
So, what made you decide that now is the time to do that?
I think because I just have a lot of time on my hands, and Michael not, being seizure free, not needing me as much. And so it kind of frees up that space where I can go, oh, now I can focus on me and what I want to do.
And Michael says he'll be finishing school sometime next year.
Yeah,
What will you be studying?
I will probably be studying psychology with an emphasis on forensics.
That's good. A very interesting topic. I don't know
Mhm.
anything about it, but it sounds very interesting. Um, are you nervous at all about starting back into school?
Yeah, a little bit. Lu- Luckily, I don't have to go to a university. I can do it online, so I'm not going to be surrounded with a bunch of 18 and 19-year olds. feeling like I'm the grandma in the classroom.
But Don, I'll
But
tell you something. I went to college. I started college at age 40. Um, so yeah, I was surrounded by a bunch of 18 to 21-year-olds because I actually physically went to college. I didn't do it online.
yeah,
Actually, it's really not bad. Most of the young folks, even not all of them, but most of them will give you that respect for because no matter what you've done in life, um, you go into school at that point. Number one, they respect the fact that you're willing to continue your education at any age. Plus, you have life experience they haven't gathered yet, and that does mean a lot
that's
to a lot
true.
of people. Rooster said he went back at age 59 and just finished in January of 2026. That's awesome,
Oh,
Rooster.
congratulations, Rooster. Yeah, I'm 57, so yeah, I'm, I'm about the same age as Rooster when he went to school.
Yep. Peter wants to know how's the weather in California. Is it hot or is
Hot,
it,
hot and
but
fiery because there's fires all over California.
so like every other summer?
Yeah, basically, it's like, and everybody says, but it's a dry heat. I don't care.
Hot is hot.
I'm
I don't care if it's
sweating.
dry.
I don't care if it's a dry heat. I don't.
Um, do you have a particular goal with your Warrior Angels group as far as you want it to grow to a certain size, or do you have a core objective with the group?
No, I think as long as I'm helping people and people are responding to the posts that I do on other apps or videos that I post here,
Right.
then I'm doing my job. I'm not, you know, as well as anybody, I don't care about the numbers. I left this app when I was at 200K. I've left this app when I've been at 3K. Numbers don't matter to me.
Rebel Dawn is in California. She asked if you're in California or Arizona.
Yeah, California.
All right. Ronan says he's part Chiricahua, Apache. Do you know your tribe or its history?
I am Cherokee, card carrying member, and I'm looking into my mom's side of the family, and I think we're Aztec.
Welcome in, Lilybug. It's good to see you. I know I have that much native blood in me, enough to to know it's there, not enough to be a part of any tribe though. And
Oh
I
well,
was born,
you're still a native brother, so.
next to the first city in the United States to be completely owned by Native Americans, Cherokee, North Carolina.
Oh, that's one of my places I want to go.
They bought
I've seen.
they bought the city. The natives, the Cherokee tribe there, they actually own Cherokee. They're the first native owned
Wow.
in the United States. Um, Now, you also mentioned to me that you're going to be starting a podcast soon.
Yes,
What's your podcast going to be about?
the same. Mental health, invisible illnesses. It's gonna. I think I'm gonna call it Warrior Angels podcast.
That makes sense. Is
Yeah,
it one where you'll just be presenting things each week, or are you going to have guests? How is that going to work?
I think in the beginning, I'm just gonna. It's just gonna be a me talking and kind of like what we're doing now, having people chime in the comment section. And then once I get it up and running, up and going, I think I might invite people to become guests.
Welcome in, Jimmy. It's good to see you, brother. Are there going to be specific topics or health issues or mental issues that you're going to address specifically in your podcast?
Yeah, it's gonna. we're gonna tackle those topics like how do I get out of bed my when my body's saying stay? How do I fight my brain and my body? Because I think for anybody who's dealing with mental health, that is a constant daily struggle.
Yep.
Like your body's just like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to get out of bed. And your brain's like going, you got to get out of here because you're not doing anybody any good.
What do you find is the biggest challenge to getting a podcast started?
I think just getting in your head, like you, like with just starting with social media, I have to have the best camera. I have to have the best phone. I have to have the best lighting. And someone just told me, you have it. You have lighting. You have your phone, your smartphone. That's it. Start.
Yep.
Just
Ain't
like they said,
nothing,
push the button. Push
as the
the
say,
record button.
as the saying goes, Don, there ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Yeah. Like Nike says, just go for it.
Now, I I've been told that I should turn Big Tank Talk into a podcast,
You should.
but kind of comfortable doing what I do right now, so I'm going to stay in my lane for now. But knowing that you're wanting to start this podcast, there are guys out there that do podcasts well that I would reach out, especially if you wanted to go live across multiple platforms, because I know you can do
Yeah.
that. And thank you,
I will
Jimmy. I
definitely
overshare myself.
I will definitely be doing that. And who knows, I might start my own show here and then see how it goes.
And no, nothing wrong with that. Start small and grow bigger. There's a lot to be said for doing it that way as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what do you find to be more difficult, showing compassion towards others or showing it to yourself?
I think showing it to myself.
Yeah, I find that it's really among most people I know that are strong advocates for good mental health, for kindness and compassion. They're really, really good at showing that outward, but not so much inward.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Um, I also know, and I don't know if you don't want me to bring it up, I'll apologize ahead of time. I know you're facing cardiac rehab for pulmonary issues. Are you nervous about that, or are you looking forward to getting started?
A little bit of both. Um, because it's uncharted territory, but I trust my doctors. Um, I go to UCSF here in California, in San Francisco, so I trust that the advice that they're giving me, and I know I need it. And for me, I'm taking it like, oh, it's a tune up.
Yeah.
You're
I've
at a
done,
certain age and you need a little tune up.
I've done cardiac rehab twice after my first heart attack and after this last one with the heart surgery. And I'll be honest with you, I was so ready to get started. I was looking forward to it. Um, but I took the perspective, and this is something I hope you'll do. It's for your benefit, and they're
Yep.
going to be there monitoring you to make sure that you're not harming yourself while you do the rehab.
Yeah, that's the perspective. That's what I'm thinking. It's like my doctors wouldn't suggest it if they didn't think it would be to some benefit. And I'm doing it because I'm having shortness of breath. And I want to be here for my son. I want to be here. There's things I want to still do.
Oh yeah,
I'm
and
still young.
you're still young, no doubt. And like I said, when you mentioned it to me, I told you I've done cardiac rehab before. I know it's not just for heart patients; it's for people with breathing issues as well. And when I did my most recent cardiac rehab, there was a gentleman there. He's quite a bit older than we are. He was in his 80s, mid 80s, but that's the reason he was there is because of breathing issues. Um, and he was making improvement through cardiac rehab, so it's definitely a good thing. Ronan
Yeah.
wants to know if you follow Bet You I Am Beck. She's a big mental health advocate. She's autistic and has ADHD.
No, I
I,
don't. But let me screenshot that so I can.
she is a phenomenal person. She puts out a lot of really good information,
Okay.
and she would definitely be somebody good to free.
Yeah, I just screenshotted that. So that was weird. That was like a little feedback.
Uh,
But yeah, I just screenshotted that. So
Little feedback was my phone starting to ring and me getting rid of it before the ring fully started. Um, would you say healing is a destination or a continuous process? And what makes the answer significant?
I think it's a continuous process because just when you think you've healed,
Mhm.
there's something that'll crop up and go, oh, well, I thought I dealt with that. And well, no, you didn't deal with it, or you didn't deal with it in the way that you probably should have, or maybe you can look at it at a different perspective. They're more of a healing eyes than when you first were dealing with it, where maybe when you first were dealing with it, you were more callous, more doing a mean girl, like I don't wish them well. And now you can look back at it and go, well, maybe there was a reason why they were being the way they were being, and be more kind hearted and more empathetic.
Okay, this is I have a what do you say kind of question.
Okay.
Um, what would you say to someone, particularly to help calm them down if they're sitting in an emergency room and they're terrified about what they're facing? What whether because you've had your physical health issues, you've had mental health issues. If you're in an ER, you see somebody who's terrified. What do you say to help calm them down?
I would ask them if they have a higher power, because their higher power may not be God. It could be Muhammad. It could be Buddha. It could be a god or a goddess. It could be
Right.
anything. So first, I would probably ask them if they have a higher power, if they believe in prayer. Also, I would go help them with a deep breathing and just let them know they're not alone, and that I will be praying for them if that's okay.
Right.
And to offer them some water, have them take a couple sips of water, and just have them try to think of at least five good things that are going going right in their life that they want to fight for.
I know it's a tough thing, and all those are good things to do, and it could all be uh, totally pointless to that person. It's it depends on the individual, but um, like I find it to be helpful to share my story because I've had quite in the latter years of my life. I've had a lot of physical health issues. I have faced my mortality multiple times, and I'm on the other side of it. So, and that's a big point to make is whatever they're going through, they're not going through it alone.
No.
And, somebody else has been in their shoes and, you know, you can't tell them to not be scared. They're going to be scared. But
Yeah,
uh,
and it's only natural to be scared, and it's okay to be scared.
Peter wants to know what you think would improve mental health services internationally. He's in the UK, so that's a good
Oh,
question.
jeez. For people to take who are not dealing that don't have mental health issues to take us seriously, I think, especially with police lately. And don't get me wrong, police do an amazing job with what little they do have and the little training they do have. I think training them more on mental health and what to look for would go a long way. I think just being more understanding and having more advocates out there that are willing to put their neck out on the line for mental health, people with dealing with mental health issues.
Yeah, it would definitely be helpful for them to be able to more readily and quickly recognize mental health issues when they see it.
I also think maybe having a mental health advocate be part of the police department, like when they're going out on these calls, or maybe domestic violence, mental health issues, that they go right along with the officers and maybe help this de-escalate the situations.
If you don't mind, Dawn, I want to take a minute here and let everyone know that my guest next week for Big Tank Talk will be Diva Las Vegas. She is an incredibly talented singer. She is one of my role models for my weight loss journey, and she is a truly wonderful, kind, generous human being. And I'm really looking forward to interviewing her.
Cool. That'll be a good interview.
I'm hoping so. And Diva, if you could send me a bio in the next couple of days, please. I ask that every week, and it helps me generate the questions that I draw from. Now, having said that, Dawn, back to you. With everything you still have ahead of you, the podcast, school, uh, cardiac rehab, what are you most excited to get achieved next?
Probably the cardiac rehab.
I can understand that.
Yeah. Looking forward to getting my mojo back.
I get it. I get it. I probably have become a bit preachy with physical health because of I survived a heart attack that most people don't survive, and then I had bypass surgery, and I have since done everything possible to get myself to where I can be as physically healthy as I can be. I know that no matter what, I'm always high risk for another heart attack. I've had 3 in the stroke, so uh, that's always going to be a part of who I am. But um, I also was somebody who struggled for many years with my weight. I've been heavy since I was in my early mid 30s, and I'm here to tell you if I can lose over 100 pounds, anybody can lose the weight. You just need the motivation to get started and discipline to stick with it.
Yeah,
Um,
I've lost it. I know you guys can't see me from head to toe, but I lost over 80 pounds. I was like 200 pounds at one time. So it is hard, but you can do it. And for me, COVID kind of helped because I wasn't able to go to the drive-ins and get my in and out and my.
yeah, I get that. It's become the fast food stuff has become poison to me now. I don't eat it at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, Grace says we've all been down, but sometimes it can feel hard to pick yourself up again. What motivates you?
I Like I said earlier, I'm going to say it again. My son, just he has been through so much in his 32 years, and he always has a positive attitude about whatever he's going through. So I just tell myself, if he can see the brighter side of it and not let it get him down, whatever I'm going through is nothing compared to what he's going through.
Peter wants to know if you had COVID-19.
No, I was lucky. My whole family was very lucky in that um we had to get the shots because because Michael went in for brain surgery, so I was not gonna get it. And they said if you don't get it, if the both of you don't get it, he's not having his surgery and you won't be able to come in to the hospital. So that was
That,
like, no, he's not gonna
that,
go
that's
through the surgery by himself.
That's medical double speak for coercion. You guys were coerced into taking the shot.
Yeah.
But
And then later I found out that I probably shouldn't have gotten it because of my heart condition. So
yeah.
yeah. I only got the one shot. I never got any of the boosters.
Now, if you could go back and talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you say? What advice would you give yourself in that situation?
Wow. Um, just don't look for love in and self-worth in men. That you're enough all by yourself. You don't need somebody to make you feel whole. You're whole just the way you are.
I agree. I've said it, and I've had people disagree with me, but I've said it before. If you need somebody to complete you, um, you're not the relation. That relationship's going to fail. You can't. You
Yeah.
have to be okay in your own skin. And once you're okay by yourself, then then a relationship, if you want one, and if you find one, can be successful. I truly believe it. I will argue that point until I have no breath left to argue with. Um,
Yeah.
what would you like your legacy to be?
That I was kind. That that's a hard one. Oh, that I was a friend to anybody that asked for it. That I would do anything for anybody, regardless if they were a friend or not.
I know it's a tough question. Most of us, even I'm only a couple of years older than you are, but at this age, we're not ready to think about our legacy and what we want to be remembered for because we're not going anywhere, right?
Nope.
Um, so, Dawn, I do have more questions, but we are at the end of the hour. And at this point, I'm going to offer you an opportunity to do a shout out. And a shout out can be for whoever or whatever you'd like it to be.
I want to shout out my son, Coach Vic. Go follow him. He doesn't have any videos out right now, but if you want someone who's going to boost you up and shout you out, you won't find anybody better. And this person right here,
Well, thank
he
you.
has been through everything with me on this app, and he has stuck by my side when so many have left. And so I want to thank you for sticking by my side, and I love you. I love you like a brother.
Well, and I love you too. And this is what friends do. I don't abandon people if times get hard or things get difficult. It's not who I am. I do want to also double down and thank Michael for screen recording because I was seriously worried about whether or not this would get recorded. I also want to shout out and thank Ronan for pinning the questions. And I want to thank everyone that came in to contribute to this interview. It's the interactivity of my interviews that I think make them so worthwhile, and I really love doing them the way I do them. And last but not least, RebellDawn, I want to thank you for agreeing to be my guest today.
Thank you for having me, and thank you everyone for showing up.
All right. Michael, I'll make sure you get my Telegram name so we can get the video to me and I can do what I do with it. In the meantime, Rooster, you're right. There are not many of us OG left on the app, but there's still a few of
Nope.
us sticking around. Guys, I love and appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next week. And on that note, have a great day.